I wanted to make a disc sander the easiest way I could imagine, but we'll see it is not a good way to make the disc sander. First I draw on a piece of 15 mm thick plywood a 9 cm in diameter circle. I could use my jigsaw table and the circle cutting jig to cut the circle, but just to use simple tools, I decided to use the jigsaw to cut the circle freehand. Anyway, I know later I'll have to rectify it. I also cut another circle the same diameter, but this one on a 10 mm thick plywood. My idea was to glue both circles together. This 8 mm bolt will be the shaft, and instead of using an 8 mm drill bit, I will use a 7 mm drill bit to drill a hole in the center of the 15 mm thick plywood disc. And I also counterbore to put there a washer. In the 10 mm disc, I counterbore a hole with the shape of the bolt head. So I will screw the bolt in this side of the 15 mm plywood disc. And the disc will turn like this. The problem is that the torque the drill will apply could unscrew the nut. I could use some epoxy, or I could make it turn to the other side. That way the torque would tighten the nut. But I decided to use a self-locking nut, one of these nuts with a plastic washer inside them. So I screw the bolt with the washer in the 15 mm disc. And now I check if the other disc fits. My intention was to glue both discs together later. So far it looks good. But when I check with the square, I notice that the shaft is not perfectly perpendicular. But anyway, I put another washer and the self-locking nut. And let's see how it works. As expected, the disc wobbles, so I have to rectify it until it turns more stable. But first I tightened the self-locking nut, and I decided to put another nut to make sure it won't loosen up. Now I have a drill mounted in a homemade drill support. I clamp the base to my workbench. And I will use a chisel to rectify the disc. First, I rectify the edge of the disc. And I also try to rectify the back of the disc. I guess it is better to clamp the strip. I begin in the edge and then I move towards the center of the disc. It looks like the edge of the chisel also cuts the plywood disc. And I also try to rectify the front of the disc. Because the shaft is not perfectly at 90 degrees with the disc, I cut more material in one side of the disc than in the other. We can see that better in the back of the disc. In the clear side, I've already removed the dark layer, while we still can see the dark layer in the other side. But despite all the material I've already removed, everything vibrates a lot. If I use the disc sander like that, the vibrations would probably break the drill. I should keep working on it, and maybe I could balance it if I make some holes in the back of the disc. But because there is a play in the chuck of the drill, I won't be able to rectify the disc until it is at a perfect 90 degrees angle with the shaft. So after some time trying to balance it, I decided it is not worth the effort. I need something to protect the drill, and I also need something to keep the disc straight without the chuck play. So next week I will make a shaft that will help to protect the drill. Thanks for watching.